Animation. Many different things come to mind, whether it's CGI, hand drawn, or whatnot. Regardless of which, animation will always be a true master class. So, with that said, today looking at 10 animated films. Specifically, this is the top 10 best animated films, or rather, top 10 best non Disney animated films of all time. Keep in mind, this is just my personal opinion. Expect a few specifics on here, by the way. So, with that said, we will be looking at traditional animation, CG, as well as stop motion. So, with that said, I tried to keep it to a limited amount per studio. With that said, we have a couple of honorable mentions. First of is a somewhat very messed up animated film that still, regardless, is, I think, has a lot of good, deeper teachings to it, that being Watership Down. Though keep in mind it is a very messed up animated film. Also, released in 1989, one of the most popular movies among Don Bluth fans, All Dogs Go to Heaven, the original. Also, honorable mention, Thumbelina, released in 1994. With that said, here first coming in at number 10. Music in the background, by the way, is from the game Chaos Legion, criminally underrated. Coming in first at number 10, released in 1992. It had a very strong pro-environmental message to it, as well as it was a great animated musical in my opinion, and it didn't hurt that the main villain was played by none other than the great Tim Curry. Coming in at number 10 goes to Ferngully, The Last Rainforest. And if you haven't seen Ferngully, give it a shot. Off and on, it is actually free here on YouTube to watch. If you get a shot, check it out. Or at the very least, check out some of the songs, and especially check out clips done by Tim Curry. It's great. Coming in next at number 9 is another great all-time classic involving Don Bluth's work. Coming at number 9, also featuring being involved in the creation, was none other than the great Steven Spielberg. Coming at number 9 goes to the 1988 classic that would get way too many spin-off movies. Coming at number 9 goes to The Land Before Time, which is an all-time classic, and I highly recommend to anybody to check out if you get the chance. Coming in next at number 8, released in 2000 from, at the time, a relatively younger studio, and that being, of course, DreamWorks. Coming at number 8 is the modern classic, in my opinion, The Road to El Dorado, which has some great songs as well as some superb animation. It really stands out as one of the best films. For my opinion, I would consider probably my second favorite DreamWorks animated film. With that said, coming in next at number 7 would lead to the reason why today so many people now despise the song All Star from Smash Mouth. And may I add, there are multiple Smash Mouth songs better than All Star, like Walking on the Sun or Then the Morning Comes, just to name a couple. Coming at number 7, released in 2001, arguably best well known for characters like Donkey, voiced by, of course, the great Eddie Murphy, as well as, of course, the main protagonist. Coming at number 7 is the original Shrek. It is a classic, I'll admit. Over the years, I have come around and softened up. At one time, I just hated Shrek because everyone seemed to love it, and I thought it didn't really deserve the love or stuff it got. I still stand by, I can't stand the third Shrek movie, and even more so the fourth. But I will say, over the years I have come to actually really enjoy the first one. Especially helps as I really enjoyed the main villain of the first film as well. Coming in at number 6, released in 2000, it would be basically the last animated film from 20th Century Fox Animation. Though this film I feel is criminally underrated and deserves way more love than it gets, also, it has a top notch rock soundtrack, especially if you're a big fan like me of post grunge. And the fact it had multiple songs on it with Creed. Anybody that knows about me knows I have a real soft spot for Creed, especially the first 3 albums. And this was done around the time between Human Clay and Weathered. But yeah, coming in at number 6 is Titan AE, which is a great film. I actually really love it. And I think the song Higher was perfect for the trailers and everything for Titan AE. But it's a really fun movie, and I don't get the hate it gets. The animation is great. Yeah, some of the characters not the greatest, but I think the voice acting work and stuff as well is great. But yeah, the animation is top tier in my opinion. Coming in at number 5 is one of, in my opinion, one of the absolute best stop motion animated films of all time. Released in 2016, it has great voice work with actors such as Matthew McConaughey as well as others. Coming at number 5 is the great Kubo and the Two Strings, one of the best stop motion animated films of all time, from my perspective anyways. And if you haven't seen Kubo and the Two Strings, check it out. It is great. I love also the fact it's based on like Asian mythology, which I love. Coming in at number 4, arguably, is partially from blind nostalgia for me personally. Number 4, Evan Gott, before he passed away, would do the voice of the main villain. And of course, voiced by Orson Welles. Coming in, of course, and would then, the main villain, Megatron, would end up being transformed into Galvatron and be voiced by the late great Leonard Nimoy. But number 4 favorite animated film of non-Disney, released in 1986, The Transformers, the movie. And yes, that's how it is, The Transformers, the movie. And Lion did the movie version of the main theme, which is top notch. Also, Stan Bush, awesome. Dare is a great song. You Got the Touch. Just great music all around. I love me some 80s hair metal. Coming in at number 3, which is more of an anthology type of thing. It has multiple mini stories done by different voice or different directors and different animation styles to help explain their perspective on the world of The Matrix, one of the greatest movie series of all time, though let's pretend the 4th movie never happened, and the 2nd and 3rd ones are 50-50 for me, but the original is still, regardless, all-time classic. Coming in at number 3 is The Animatrix, released in 2003. It is still amazing to this day. I did a while back a review of The Animatrix, so if you're curious about more thoughts on it, check out my old video on Animatrix. With that said, coming in at number 2 was frankly a bit hard for me to decide. So I ended up having to make it a tie for second place between a stop motion animated film and a traditional animated film. The first of the two is arguably, in my opinion, the best Don Bluth film of all time. Tied at number 2, released in 1986, is also involving Spielberg. Is the all-time classic, in my opinion, An American Tail, tied for number 2. What did it tied with? One of my all-time favorite stop-motion animated films of all time. And that film let's just say it has some very messed up creatures later on, like Other Mother or many things, but specifically creeping you out with the button eyes. Tied at number 2 is Coraline, an all-time classic. Coming at number 1 is Unrivaled. It was the first animated film by DreamWorks, and it remains, in my opinion, the best animated film of DreamWorks to this day. It is the best non-Disney animated music of all time, and I would say it blows even some of Disney's all-time best animated musicals out of the water. It is top tier, in my opinion. Released in 1998 with amazing songs. Specifically, I would say one of the best ones is the Big Boys. Playing with the Big Boys now, with some of the main antagonists, of course. And I love just how they made it kind of inspired, like from theatrics and stuff of like you would expect, like Las Vegas, but in ancient Egypt. Coming at number 1 is The Prince of Egypt. It will always probably be my favorite animated film that was not done by Disney. Though Disney of now doesn't hold a candle to Disney of the Michael Eisner or Walt Disney eras. Bob Iger era sucks. Let's just be honest. With that said, I'll see you soon next time. Hopefully you enjoyed this list. Give me your thoughts. Or some of your favorite animated films of all time in what era. With that said, I'll see y'all again soon enough.